What is up, people? Thank you for joining us. Today we are going to be taking a song that I already have, and it's an instrumental. It's pretty much fully fleshed out, and we're going to be making it so it works as an instrumental, and it's interesting, because when you don't have the vocals, you have to do quite a bit to make it so that people don't lose interest. So we're going to jump in to this song. Check it out. All right, I'll play through it, and then we'll do a little bit of a breakdown, and kind of like look into some of the elements that I already have, and then we'll start adding some new stuff. All right, here we go. Sweet. Alright, that's what we have so far. Sounds pretty good. I think definitely some of these verse sections are a little boring. So those can use a lot to just spice them up, so they sound a bit more interesting. You don't get bored. But let's break down some of this. Alright, first up we have our DX7 here. Sweet. I think it has some chorus, some drift, a little distortion, reverb. This guitar is pretty cool. Notice it comes in on the 2. Just a little, that will add a lot, not being on the 1. This one's just kind of chunking away. A little lead here. Here's a pad here. And I think this is... Basically, with the if you have a Juno and a DX7, you have like instant 80s. Instant 80s. And then this is our bass. I'm pretty sure it's just 8th notes. Yeah. Just chunking away with the guitar. Another pad. I think this is a lead. Just a little sparkle thing. So our drums are just a simple kick and snare pattern. And a hi-hat. And then one cool thing is there's this little radio thing that's in time. So it's just someone like hitting a radio button, but it's in time. So when you add it into the drums, it just adds a little extra like niceness. So this is our regular drum beat, and then add that in. It just helps it move a little bit. And then the beginning has there's this crowd noise that comes in with a radio. A little bit of crowd there. And then the radio. This is like a great way to just add some texture, something cool for an intro, you know. It feels nostalgic if you get like an old school styled radio. It can sound futuristic if you make the right sounding radio. But it just kind of grabs your attention. Like it just makes me think of a movie or something, you know? So, one thing to know as an instrumental, as we get into kind of turning this into an instrumental, is that it all can depend on where you're at with the song. So, for our first, 2 bars or whatever, we just have a hi-hat and these effects. And like that's enough to keep your attention because you're like, okay, we got a radio going on, what's going on? But if I were to keep that going for like 8 bars or 16 bars, it would get pretty boring pretty quick. So it's important to keep things moving and changing. And then the other thing to note is this first intro section, I do have this little lead here, but this is like really not as important to keep interesting as you might think. This one right here it's gonna be a lot easier for people to listen to this than for it to stick around for this, and like this one too. So you really got to make those interesting. Like this first one, we might even just leave. Nah, I like it. So I think the way that I have this first kind of instrumental section is pretty good. It, keeps your interest going, but it doesn't take up too much space. Also, note the call and response with the leads and different elements. You have the guitar, and then this little sparkle synth, a little bit of space, and then no, don't overlay. And then the other thing that you'll notice is if we take the synth will play in the parts where it doesn't. It matches. And then that little main lead, like, da-na-na-na-na, da-da, there's nothing happen there. And then that everything happens at a different time, so that it's not like a lot of times people will make a melody and they're like, okay, so they'll do this. This is what they do. They have their chords, and then they'll jump in it. Why? Oh. They'll jump in and they'll just play all of their melody with one synth, and they'll just kind of do, like almost like it was a vocal, which can work, definitely. That's fine, but it sometimes it just sounds a little cheesy and stale. Ding dong dong, just plunking through. So this way, you only have to do like 3 notes that sound good, because other stuff takes up the space. Like, listen here. Just 2 notes. And then this one just one little thing. So we got a crash that comes in there. That's good. And then a little drum fill. So that drum fill, I think we can add over here, which will... just something to keep it moving in the drums. Let's also then... Let's see, maybe we can add some stuff in the bass to spice it up. Because these are all just 8th notes. Right there, I'm feeling here something. Alright, so let's see. Right here, we need to... I'm thinking like some... Dun, 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 dun. Let's start by just... moving some notes around. Alright, so that didn't... Was that... So that too didn't sound very good. Let's try... Let's see how that sounds. Alright, let's see how that sounds in context. I think... What if we put this up an octave? Sounds pretty good. Alright, let's see. What about... This is something that we could add in the second half. So we're just kind of chugging away, and then it's like, okay, we need a change happening, so we just... Something just a little interesting. It's good to also milk something for as long as you can. So for example, with this, you'll notice that when I added it in first, up here first, I just keep the same thing. It's like, okay, this is nice. Alright, now I'm getting bored. And then you change the note. So it's like, just when you're about to get bored, then something changes and piques your interest. And it'll also help it just move in a musical sense, because it kind of grows and then, into the next section. So I think there we need just a sweep to go into that next section. Let's jump over to our splice. Alright, hold on. We don't have anything. Okay, sweet. And let's find a sweep. I know we used some yesterday that were pretty good, so we might just reuse one of those. Some people, like... I think that's a bit too long. No. Let's do that one. A lot of people, when you have, especially I can be a culprit of this, when you have a program like Splice, you have like thousands of sounds, thousands of presets to your disposal. And so then you get caught up in, I gotta get, looking for a new sound, well, it's like, why don't you just try the sound that worked last time? Like, just reuse the sound. Like, it's in a completely different song. It's not going to sound that weird. And also, if you're working on, like, the same project for something, it'll give your music, like, a cohesive sound. And just, like, not in a bad way. As long as you're not, like, copying your other songs. But, like, Van Halen, they used the same drum kit for all of their albums, or at least definitely one drum set from one album. And, like, Eddie Van Halen had the same guitar sound, like, throughout his whole career almost. It sounded so similar. and like no one really complained that, oh, Eddie Van Halen's tone is getting old. So it's like, if you have something that's working, why don't you just keep using it? So, all of that being said, we have the same. What if we try? I'm gonna turn that one down a little bit. Oh, another thing that's happening. Is that happening here? Okay, I forgot about that. There's a clap on the fourth beat. A classic Billie Jean move. Let's also add a bit more reverb. Sweet. Just adds a little extra something. Sweet. So one thing's here is this kind of gritty pad, Juno. That we're adding that in the second and third chorus. And it just adds, you'll not hear, it adds that extra noise and just white noise and energy. Let's duplicate this, add a different synth. Let's try, sure, the OBX. Lead. Maybe that. That might sound good. I think that's a little too crazy. That's kind of nice and vintage. Let's try that. Okay, that's nice. I like that. Okay, I kind of like that, but we need to change it. Some of my notes are just a little bit weird. Whoops. How about we need the right note? So then I think I want this part to stand out a bit more, and these to kind of fade into the background. So let's see what that sounds like. Because sometimes if you have just the whole notes just hanging out, it's just going to be like, and just quite boring. So let's see what this sounds like. Sweet, I like that. Let's actually change this. I wanna. Should we just do it on half, or maybe do something different on that? This sounds like it should go in the second half. Okay, I like that. That's good. Now let's add just like something that's like a little extra layer, like maybe an arpeggiator. Let's jump into Logic Sounds and throw in these chords. I'm gonna just solo. It's sometimes nice to just solo a few things with what you're working on so you can really hear what you're working on, but then you can also have some context. So like just some bass, a root note, and some drums. And then the arpeggiator will have plenty of room to just be able to hear. So let's do some basics maybe. Nope. That does have a good sound, but I don't know if it'll be too much. I think it's just a bit too much 16th note. Oh my. I like that. All right, now this right here is gold for automation and changing stuff. Because, like, listen to this. So, when we solo out just the arpeggiator, this is what we're going to do with this. If we change these change different settings. But the thing is, I can drag this. So these three, I'm not too much a fan. I think I'm just going to stay over here. See, it's changing all these effects. And that'll just make so much just interesting change. So let's see, what is this one to start off? Yeah, that'll be good. So what we're gonna do is we're just on this channel, we're gonna turn on the touch, and then we're gonna record it. Sweet. So now I'm just gonna switch to read so we don't change anything else while we're editing. And it's just gonna, in here, it's gonna record all of those changes. See here. Wow. So that will just make so much, like, let's listen. It just changes so much, and so it'll kind of keep things interesting. And it'll like stand out at sometimes, then it'll pull back a little. Let's undo that. Just pulling it at the wrong place. Okay. So one thing that we have to do is we have this cool little section where there's some 3/4s. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to add those in over here because it did not have them. So let's add signature, just 3 beats, okay. Next bar is signature is 4. Next one's 3. Okay. And the last one's back to 4. So this is great because Logic is so easy with like tempo changes and time signature changes. The one thing mistake I see people make is they'll have different like 2/4 bars tempo changes in their Logic sessions, and they won't put it in the top, and then the click track and everything's messed up and not lined up, and I'm like, just a little bit of OCD in my head is like, you cannot do that. But honestly, it will make your track so much easier. See right here now, we're back on the 1. It makes it so easy. So a little bit of a pet peeve there. We want to copy it. What's up, Lunch Kit? Can you make an American Rejects Give You Hell EDM remix with creepy female vocals but an above and beyond vibe? What's up, dude? What's up, people? I don't... American Rejects. I'd have to listen to that song, but maybe. I'll think about it. I'll listen to it after this, and then we can see what we think if I should add it in. What do you mean by above and beyond vibe? What rig do I have? I have a MacBook Pro, and then I have a second monitor, which is just kind of like a standard monitor, and then I have a Tascam 16 input, 8 out interface, which and then I have 2 speakers, headphones, DX7 for MIDI control, and just for sounds from the DX7, and that's pretty much my setup. It's a very minimalistic setup, but yeah. Trance? Okay, that's what you mean by above and beyond. Trance? I kind of been into the trance with the Dua Lipa remix that I did. You know, it's got that little. It's not exactly trance, but a little bit. That would be good. Save up to buy those. Reggaeton. Nice. FL is really good. Honestly, if you have a good computer and a good computer like and a good program, which FL Studios is a good program, and then just a small MIDI keyboard, like, that's what you need to get started. Like, don't be like, I need to buy equipment, I need to buy it. Focus on getting good and then buy the equipment, because if you have good equipment with bad producing, then you're just still gonna have bad productions. But like pro guy, he could chill out on a MacBook with just GarageBand. Like, people have made stuff on GarageBand and they make it sound good. So just focus on getting good and making lots of music. Yeah. Oh, we're gone. All right. You know what would be cool is during this section. What's up, Contrastilio de Nuder? Huh. And Hoggy Woggy, what's up? How we doing? You want to get a computer and take stuff seriously one day for a hobby? I like making sad songs. Nice, good deal. Wait, do you have Fruit Loops, but you don't have a computer? Confusion. Alright. I think what would be great during this section right here is a little 16th note arpeggiator. Let's see what we got. Is it one of those pop songs? What kind of pop song? What kind of pop song? Alright, I want to hear a 16th note kind of thing. Let's. I'm thinking something really sparkly. Oh, FL? Yeah. Isn't FL Studio the same as Fruit Loops? Or is that different? That could be dumb. Semi-quaver? Or semi-quarter? Well, we say quarter note, semi-quarter. I think it's the same thing. Either that or it's an 8th note. But yeah, I say 8th note and 16th note. Where are you from? I'm from America. Oh, it's semi-quarters and used in British English. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. In America, we say 8th note, 16th, quarter, whole, half. Just like really easy. Yeah. I think FL is. I think FL's people used. They do. FL is used to make beats, but I think it's similar. I think it might be the same as. We're about to Google this. Unless you're talking about the cereal Fruit Loops. Okay, so Fruity Loops became FL Studio. After producing Fruity Loops for about 4 years, they changed the name to FL Studio. Okay, sweet. So FL's just the more updated version. You're from Britain? From India. Where's everyone from? Where is everybody from? So, alright. It's the GOAT. I'm not gonna lie, I like Logic. But FL, I've heard, is pretty good, too. I've never really tried it. Oh my gosh. You're from the US? Huggy Wuggy? Canada, nice. Man, let's try getting in a different... There's a few different... Let's try bells. Alright, let's, just to save some time, we need to... I think we also need to just go up an octave with all of this. A glitch or something? Is it glitching? It sometimes glitches for me because I'm running Logic and OBS for live streaming at the same time. So, you're Hoggy Woggy's cousin. We have cousins in the chat. Maybe I'm your cousin. Okay, this is kind of what I was looking for. Now that we finally found it. You keep it in the family. Good deal. Let's hear what this sounds like all together now. And we're gonna have to probably pull it down in volume. I'd like to take this opportunity to tell you to subscribe. And like the video. But subscribe so you can see more. We're gonna probably be putting this in a video, just releasing it as a YouTube video so you can listen to it. So subscribe so you can hear that. We're also going to pull out all the lows. And lastly, add a lot of reverb to it. Whoa, what was going on there? Oh, is this still just... Oh, this. I was like, what is that sound? We need to just pull it back in volume a bit. You subscribe, but one question: what's with the '80s vibe? It's just what we do. I just like the '80s, and that's what we're going for. You got to pick some kind of vibe. So we're picking the '80s vibes. Sound really good. Yeah, a happy ending in a movie. Yeah. That's kind of the vibe I was going for, like a movie-esque. Like, what would this be in? This would be like in... Oh, man. Like some sort of like baseball movie or something. Like... Yeah, we got the... Like, you're like, oh... Going out to play baseball with my buddies. Life's good. Oh, turn up on the radio while we're on our way. Something like that. I don't know. But do you guys like the 80s? You like the 80s vibe? Is it just me? Let's duplicate this, but like turn off the arpeggiator, maybe? And then, how do we just turn this off? Off. That's the mode. I like it. You like it? Just wondering why... There's a stinking heart in the chat in my way. Why, LOL, is this your paid job? Yes, this is my paid job. Well, I guess I should say YouTube not necessarily is my paid job, but music is my paid job. I don't necessarily make that much money from YouTube, but I would hope to turn it kind of more into a profit stream. But yeah, so like when I produce music, sometimes I almost always put a little bit of 80s in there, but it's not always like full on synthwave beat. But I always put a little bit of 80s in there. So I think when you're working with clients to produce, it's good to just, like you want to have your own sound, and that's why people want to work with you, because they want your sound. So like for me, I just had that little bit of nostalgic feel. I'd add that in. It doesn't mean that everything I make is synthwave, but it just means that it's sprinkled in there a little bit. All right. We're just gonna add something a little bit. If I could only play in time. Yeah, and my computer's kind of... Just that little something in the background. Let's turn up the velocity of that a little bit. Alright. Gotcha. I feel like we needed something a little extra for the drums. Continue to explore on YouTube. Yeah, I will listen to them. Make sure you or did you say you're yes, you did say you're subscribed. So now that you're subscribed, if I do make a remix, you'll know. So, good deal. We'll see you later, Lunch Kit. Alright, sweet. Yeah, we still need to add a few things, but I don't know. It would be cool to add a guitar solo, but I don't have time for that. You know, guys, with everyone, Lunch Kit, he just subscribed. So if you're cool, subscribe. Well, we might be to 100 subscribers. We might have reached that iconic moment. Let's see. Let's just check it out. View your channel. 99 subscribers. We have 99. Come on, someone needs to subscribe. Subscribe so we can reach 100. Seriously, people, come on. We gotta hit that 100. So please do it. Alright. With that, I think we're gonna call it good. We might add a guitar solo, but not now. Everybody, thank you for watching. Subscribe so you can see this video released. We might do Gives You Hell by American Rejects. I don't know. We're going to check it out later. So watch out for that. With that, hope you have a great day. Peace out.